That was pretty funny.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy like one half and duo, and basically we're gonna do a little try to see if we can do quick. You know how this always works out, but I'm trying to do one quick. So we have LBC News, of course. Got to talk about some stuff's going on. We can do this quickly and see what it is. We're gonna talk about some Capcom stuff, and then we're gonna talk about something else. Now, I want to say that they also, not only that, we talk about some misleading things as well too. So if you're gonna do, and that's why I say news media now, not news media, what am I saying? News media, gaming media now has not been proficient in what they're doing, telling us about what's going on in the gaming side and everything, which is sad. So we have a part where I'm gonna try to share it right here. Let me see. Oops, need to have the right screen up. That would help. That will help. Okay, right here. So this is an article from My Nintendo News. And this is what it was saying about this. Now, the thing that came about it, this is a very short sentence. This is very there. Now, they added this to it because this was not there before. That part was not there before.
30%.
They added it on. That was not there before. They added that on to it now.
Am I reading this right?
So wait a minute. You mean they added only 30%, but didn't exactly fix the core article?
No, they fixed the core article. They rewrite it after they figure out what happened. They write it. But you see that was a small. You saw that with just one paragraph. The article, the source goes into a lot of stuff, and it was talking about basically when they were saying it was slow, it was talking about the servers. That's what it was about, and you can, as making sure you guys can see right here. Yes, that's what it was. That's what the article was talking about, the source. And just to make a long story short, at the end. They were talking at the end of it. They basically talked about the rates, and they also show that what was it? The update. Where was it? Quick summary.
Let's talk good service. Oh.
Are they also talking about the half missing frame? Because I don't see it.
What was wrong with you? Don't start that. Do not start that.
1080p?
No, but we're talking about how they have updated their rates and updated the rates to help it be faster now with Nintendo and stuff like that. So they're basically talking about the servers and how it is to connect, which now you got a lot of people playing the game now. So yeah. The rate's going to be quicker for the pings, of course, to the servers. But that's a very detailed, long. As like I said, I want to show everybody everything. But then you go back, like I said, back to the original thing. It was just just one paragraph, and they updated the paragraph in the first place.
Oliver Brammer.
Oliver
Brammer.
The hell is
I know. I have my way of pronouncing the name.
I forgot why you called yourself Renegade. I stumbled right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Hey, I have my way of pronouncing that name very funnily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I know how it's pronounced, Oliver.
But that's one of those things where so many times you go to these places, you got to check the source and read through the whole article of the source material. Sometimes they don't get source, as Triple M me was talking about a time, and I forgot it, but it's in a video we did a while back. But GameStop was talking about something with PlayStation, and we were looking at we try to look at the source. And when I clicked the source, it was a hyperlink back to the GameStop.
Back to GameStop.
I was like, "What the heck, GameSpot? What's wrong? Your source is yourself? Wow, you can source yourself now. That's the future. I didn't know you could source yourself.
Does that mean I could also source myself as well? Jeez, I can make anything up right now.
According to GameSpot, you can. So you got that.
A half missing frame's been found.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Ready,
Stop.
They gonna kick you out?
Yeah.
Just like you, just like what happened.
we're probably not gonna kick him out. Just mute him.
I know. Anyway, like I said, I'm trying to do this quick anyway. So let me talk about something that we happen now. Now there's a controversy going on with a lot of people with Polygon, whatever. How's it going on with Jim Sterling? You go check it out, see what it's all about.
Oh shit!
What did he say this time?
No, he ain't say nothing. I understand where he comes from, so you gotta you gotta go check it out to see it. But it's just something that, like I say, you have that, and you have, of course, the controversy with the microtransaction with Shadows of Mordor, the second one that's coming out. How that got microtransaction in that as well too.
As long as they don't push it in my face to use it, go right ahead.
Yeah.
If I could play the game 100% without touching those disgusting stuff, I'm good.
So who's developing Shadows of Mordor 2?
The publisher is WB.
Okay.
Monolith. Monolith is the one who's doing it.
Monolith. Oh, I thought you said Monolith.
Yes, not to be confused with Monolith Soft with Nintendo. Not that Monolith.
Yep, it's Monolith. Yeah, so that's what it is in that one. So like I said, so you have a bunch of what do you call it? Give me a second. I'm trying to send a link to Red. All right, Red, you should be able to jump in. I send a link out. Just check your thing again. But yeah, Monolith. So I mean, it's his own thing. Y'all, you can go to other YouTubers to talk about that. But I even though the last podcast had some, a lot of people was kind of off with what it was, and they went a little long, and that's what I'm trying not to do this time. But I gotta talk about Capcom. I gotta talk about Capcom here. So going to the IR pages, and I was talking to Triple M and stuff about last time, whatever, and so we're talking about this. So now I see why. You can see now you can understand why they lost $2 million in the quarter. So Resident Evil 7, which everybody liked it. It was getting rave reviews and people was liking it. It's 7. But again, it's one of those things where we talked about that we try to say in the last podcast. Just because it could get acclaimed very well, but the reviews is good or whatever, but if you don't meet expansion or make investors where it's supposed to be, it's a flop.
Just because it gets critical acclaim doesn't correlate with sales.
Yeah, we know that with all kinds. We know that Nintendo Games has done the same thing too.
Yep.
So there's no difference in that regard. But anyway. So they were basically Capcom told the investors that by the end of March they're gonna be selling 4 million copies of Resident Evil 7. Despite that, they did
3.5.
Yep, they did 3.5 just sales. So they was short by for $500,000, which is $500,000.
Which isn't deplorable.
No, it's not. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. But here's the thing, though. That's what people are mispowering it because I'm looking at right now. I like that right there was not for the end of March. The 3.5 is at the end of June, the first quarter. So it's not March that they did that. They're telling it's supposed to be that. by basically by March it was 1.7 million. So that's what it was. So hey, it didn't reach their sales. Nothing negative, nothing bad. Like the Red just said, it's not deplorable, but
Yeah.
But where Capcom always steps into something which is weird, and this is where it steps on. So they changed their forecast now to a life cycle, and they said the life cycle of Capcom
10 million.
is 10 million.
Yeah. Now that's ridiculous.
No Resident Evil game has reached 10 million.
Ouch.
None. The closest Resident Evil game to 10 million is Resident Evil 5 at 7.2 million. Resident Evil 6, which was a shocker, that's at 6.8 million. And number 3 is Resident Evil 4 with all its iterations except for one. But
yeah, that's I mean, like that's where you know Capcom's been effing up, is because they keep on doing stuff like that.
Yep. And with all the iterations of Resident Evil 4 and 4 and everything, it is at 5.9 million copies. So, yeah. They're not going to reach that goal. Just like how Street Fighter 5, they nowhere close. No, that one was deplorable. Did not reach that goal.
Yeah, but that was their fault. That was on Capcom.
Right? No. It was. That's my point. I would say it didn't get nowhere close to that goal because again, it sold 1.2 million in the first month, and then for the last 8 months after that, all it sold was 100,000. Only until they did a DLC that they picked back up again, which is really, really bad. It was supposed to sell 4 million by the end of March. Didn't do that.
Oh boy.
So March last year.
Yep. So
and it's so sad because Street Fighter used to be one of their bellwethers. See, I think is going on over there at Capcom. I think they just made some very bad miscalculations.
Yep, because also then again that didn't reach expectation is Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, but I mean, wasn't that originally an Xbox One exclusive?
Hey, you tell investors that I know, but you tell investors you're gonna make it. That's what happened.
Mean, Dead Rising was never like the reason Dead Rising made money as a franchise was because it was on the PS3, it was on the Wii, it was on the 360.
XC, yeah,
it was on multiple things. Like, I mean, you would think they'd figure out, hey man, maybe we should stop doing with all these exclusivity things that don't do anything. But you know, what do you know?
Yep, that's what it is. So it is. That also did not reach expectations as well too. So maybe they're gonna re-release it on
Don't say it.
What?
On the PS4.
On the PS4.
Yeah, because it's on PC, and the only console that it would be a surprise for it to be on is maybe if they did a port to the Switch. But I don't see Capcom doing that. Yeah, I don't see Capcom doing that.
And I don't want to do it with the ending, not with that pay to end thing. Hell no, you gotta keep that.
What game is this again?
Dead Rising 4.
All right.
Yeah, you can keep that. I'm good. I'm all right if you don't mind.
Wait, you gotta pay for the ending?
Yeah, there's if you want the real ending of the game, you got to buy the DLC for it. But I mean, the original Dead Rising had something similar to that on the PS3 and 360. Like the best ending was.
Maybe when I will play it, I got the person who had all that stuff on it because I didn't buy the game. I did play the game for sure. But I just know it was basically they pulled that move off again like they did with what's the guy name again? That beat 'em up game. Dang it.
Well,
Rise of Azura. Oh no, not Rise of Azura. Ashura. What's Ashura?
Ashura's Wrath.
Ashura's Wrath.
Ashura's Wrath.
We gotta pay for the we gotta pay to the training into that game too. I'm like, yeah, you know what? No.
To hell with that.
I ain't doing that.
I could just watch it on YouTube.
Exactly. Exactly.
Take that, you bastards! I ain't paying for shit. Nope.
Okay, that's
Well, I mean, well, to mailmans, I think it's really punch 10 million. How long? A year, 2 years? They didn't in the IRM I'm reading right now. They don't give a specific date. But again, even in that case, Resident Evil came out in 2004. Resident Evil 4 came out in 2004, and it's still at 5.9 million. Now, the one thing about it that kills me that's in this document is that the one thing they didn't call out, and we talked about this off air a little bit before we went on. That's why it took me a little long to start. Was they didn't count the PC versions in this because the PC sales was abysmal, which was bad. And that we know that game, and thanks to Yao, he's staying quiet, but like I remember the HD version, but I didn't know but it was released in 2007, and it get re-released again, HD version, just a while ago.
I'm shocked.
So,
I mean, Capcom is not what they used to be. Let's just keep it real, okay? They're not. And the sad thing is that, and this is what I said earlier, they're sitting on all of these really good IPs that they're doing nothing with. And I mean, they won't lease them out to people who can do something with them. Like, okay, you don't have the money or the studios or the manpower or the infrastructure to put out a Breath of Fire or a Final Fight or anything like that. But I mean, there are people who would like to play these games, so why don't you put those out? No.
And you have the team to it's just like how you could do it. You don't have to see what's killing them is just like we just talked about is the budget. Why don't you could put small you could put up next Mega Man on a small on a 3DS or PC or something.
I mean, I said on BS Busters on my thing, I was like, they could do a Final Fight, or maybe no, I think it was on the last thing you did. I was like, they could do a Final Fight trilogy for cheap, and they could put it on everything. I mean, I mean, they don't even have to make a new game. They could do a Final Fight trilogy, and then if that did well, you want Final Fight 4? Well, here you go, folks. I mean,
we have a Mega Man collection, a Legacy collection. We have a Zero collection. So, our next collection.
Why not an X collection? Yeah,
an X collection and a ZX. Battle Network is another one. Like if you're going to do the collection, keep on going. It's been a while. Go ahead.
They do stuff where it's like, what are you doing, bro? What is going on here, dude?
But I'm just saying that you have a collection you could do with a Mega Man that way, and just like you said too, you still have other than Mega Man. Hell, I mean, you're doing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You could do a Power Stone 1 and 2 collection.
Yeah, but that would take effort, and they don't want to do that.
Sure, that Power Stone 1 and 2 collection would do good. Hell, you still got all this. I don't know.
As much as I want to see another iteration of Darkstalkers, but that's another fighting game.
Yeah,
it ain't more than just Street Fighter for fighting games. That's the problem as well.
That's the thing. They have so many other IPs that they're doing nothing with.
Is that entirely on the?
I don't know. It's just something about. It's like a lot of Japanese companies have been doing that as late. Not just Capcom. Look at Konami or Square Enix.
Yeah, but I mean, we know why Square Enix is the way they are.
You want to say something, Yao?
I was just wondering if is that entirely on the heads at Capcom, or is it partly on the shareholders too? Do they get a say in?
No, the company tells it's like you're the investor, so I'm telling you what we're gonna do to make the money. So that's on Capcom itself. That one is on Capcom. Okay. The investors don't really do. They're just investing to get money. They don't really know. Remember, okay, I give an example. Remember 2 years ago, back when an investor told Nintendo, "What are you guys talking about games for?"
Oh my gosh! Oh my!
That was one of his questions in the IR to the president. He went to Iwata. Why are we talking about games? Nintendo's a gaming company.
Yeah, I mean, it's like someone going to a food company. Why are you talking about food? But that's what we make. I mean, that's how we make our money is the food.
So
what
the hell is wrong with you, bro?
So I'm just giving you
hurt so much when I heard that.
Yeah, so there's an example right there. No, you're investing into us. We're telling you what product we're gonna put out to make and give you your money, give you dividends back for what you invested into our company. So that part of using the IP, the intellectual property and everything that Capcom can need to do, yeah, that's up to Capcom to do that.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, Capcom's been messing up for. They've been messing up for years now, and like I said, the sad thing. I mean, it'd be one thing if they were like a Bethesda that they only really have like 3 or 4 IPs that they're really known for. But like I said, Capcom has tons and tons, and it's not like they've been selling off IPs. They're just sitting on them. 1942, 1944, Captain Commando, all those other fighting games that they made aside from Street Fighter. Breath of Fire, Final Fight, all those other beat 'em ups they made that Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I mean, just
wow, that's an old time. I ain't heard that in a long time.
I mean, they just. I mean,
that'd be a good one. The Cadillac and Dinosaurs. That would be something.
They don't have to make a new game. They could just port the stuff over to. They could just put it out on PC. And I mean, why isn't there a Capcom greatest beat 'em up collection on PC? In PS4 and Xbox One.
They did that for Dungeons and Dragons.
Those were 2 games. But if they really wanted to be truthful, they would have had King of Dragons and Knights of the Round, which was also originally a arcade game when it first came
out. That's the thing. Like, I don't understand why Capcom can't take what they're doing with the ACA Neo Geo archives.
Well
too.
I was about to say, copy what Bandai Namco is doing with their Namco Museum.
Yeah, that could work.
Instead of like ACA Neo Geo, like, because Hamster Corporation, those are the people that's doing it. Like, they did Neo Geo, and then they did a couple of Konami games. I'm like, Capcom license some of those IPs to Hamster, and they can distribute them through digital services.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's all this really awesome stuff that they just are not making.
How did Mega Man 9 and 10 sell?
They sell well.
They sold well.
Yep.
They should just keep doing that with some of the titles.
I think they sold the best on Wii, but
that'd be the troll.
A lot of 8-bit games to Switch is so hard.
That'd be the troll, Sprite.
They're just they're dicks when it comes to stuff.
No, they did sell, but they did sell the most on the Wii, just like DuckTales sold the most on the Wii U, just like Mega Man Legacy sold more on the 3DS.
They love doing stuff like that.
I'm gonna say what Red says all the time. You're making sense, Liger.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you trying to make sense? You don't make no damn sense out of this type of stuff.
Nah, but that's what's going on. That is what is going on for real. Like, they have the Monster Hunters coming out. They, of course, they're just gonna release Legacy 2. That's basically right around the corner right there. Then they have let me see if I can find their release schedule.
Legacy 2 came out today.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find their release schedule for 2000 and for this right now.
And apparently it's not as good as Legacy 1 because Capcom did it themselves, not Digital Eclipse.
Okay. You don't gotta be so brutal, my friend.
No, look, man. Look, call a spade a spade. You can't keep on,
I mean, no, like, seriously, like, making a compilation of games that's like 30-some years old is like the laziest thing to do, but it makes some money.
But if you're gonna do it right. That's I mean, if something's worth doing, just do it right. Shit, don't just throw some shit together. But that's what I mean. Look, Capcom at this point is just like, look, we don't have the infrastructure to make really great games. We just throw together shit and we call it a day. Okay, fair enough. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, like I'm not on to like leaks and stuff, but apparently there was like a rumor that there was like a Street Fighter Anniversary Collection come out, and then it was like leaked again that it's just the Anniversary Collection, the same one that came out on PS2 and Xbox 15 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, but let's keep it real. Street Fighter 2 Ultimate is basically a port of a port of a port. It's a port of the Street Fighter HD, well, almost HD game that came out on the PS2, which was then ported and HDified onto the PS3, and then it was it was ported over to the Switch. Yeah, that's which itself is a port of Street Fighter 2. Any of the choose your picks from from the SNES TurboGrafx 16 days. So I mean, really, I mean it's a quad port, but triple port sounds cooler. But
yeah,
that's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. I was telling Liger a few minutes ago. I said at this point, I hate to say it because I know everyone is hating. Everyone like fuck Konami, fuck Konami. At least they put out something.
Man, they put out one damn game. Okay, man. That's not. I'm sorry. That's not.
Okay.
I think Capcom is worse than Konami at this point.
Well, I gotta. Let me see if I could.
No, because Konami hasn't been putting out a lot of games anyway.
I'm gonna.
Unless you count those pachinko machines.
I wish Capcom doing the same thing too.
So at least we finally got a Hudson game.
Yeah, one. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, Capcom has been, like, okay. Like, we're kind of salty because Capcom hasn't been putting games out on
Switch, and then of course
on Switch. But they've been putting out games on but they've been putting out games on other stuff. Okay, so if you have a PC, if you have a PS4, Xbox One, or whatever, you can play Square games. I mean, not Square games, Capcom games. Konami hasn't really been putting out anything. You understand what I'm saying?
That is true.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't like people are like, oh man, Konami is. And here's the thing, that Bomberman game. Not that good. It's okay. It's not great.
Yeah, I gave it it's like a 7. 6-7. Free LC though.
You know, it's okay for what it is.
Yeah, it gets the job done.
Come on, man. I'll take that because it's been how many years we've got a Bomberman game?
That's like 2000.
No, but that's the thing. Like everyone's like, oh man. Okay, let me put it this way. I'm gonna use an Eddie Murphy. I'm gonna use an Eddie Murphy joke. Okay, from back in the day when he did stand up. Like the way people are acting about Konami, it's like they're going with it's like a chick who you really want to hook up with, and she finally gives you some. And like you haven't had me in a long time. It, like you get a little bit, and you're like, man, this is the best stuff ever. But really, it's not. It's okay. But it's not like awe-inspiring. You know, I mean, it gets the job done. But
yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. We've been starved from a Bomberman game for so long that when one finally comes, even though it's okay,
I mean, like
coming.
You might not like Capcom, but they have been putting out games. Okay, maybe not on the console of your choice, but hell, I mean, you know, you're never going to get everything you want.
And then of course, you know, the whole Marvel Infinite thing. Oh no!
Look, man.
Well, you leave that alone. No one leave that alone.
No one said you have to buy that game. Okay.
I know, right? Yeah, like you don't know.
Look. I've told everyone this. I'm a huge Marvel vs. Capcom fan. I own all of them. But I don't know if I'm going to get this one, especially not at launch. So I mean, just calm down, man. Shit happens.
And I ain't changed my mind either because characters being revealed either.
Man, look,
Will
listen.
you calm down?
Let's keep it real. Everyone who knows anything about Capcom knows they're not. No one should get these games day one. You should wait for the Game of the Year edition or when they have their Ultimate Edition and their Ultimate Remaster.
When it comes to that, yeah, I was for
That's
that
what
one.
I'm
Yes,
doing
I would
with,
say that too.
Ultra Street Fighter. I'm waiting till it's like $20.
Yeah, and they'll probably reach that point, especially physically. I mean, they might have a Capcom sale if Capcom ever gets their shit together and starts putting more stuff on the Switch, which now they're like, we really think we should do that. It's like, well, shit, man. Why did you think that before, dummy?
Well,
to quote Red Fox from
Making
Sanford and
Making
Son.
sense.
no, that's not that. That's not.
Like, hey, maybe we can make money with this. Let's see. Development costs are low. It's not really expensive.
It damn sure ain't hard to develop for. Yeah, it's not hard to develop for either. What were y'all expecting? Sega
Okay,
Saturn?
so all I've seen so far, and it might change. So let me see. So what Capcom got right now is, so we know they have Monster Hunter World, they have Double Cross. I'm looking at the future forecast for what they got right now. Double Cross. They have a movie coming out, of course, Resident Evil Vendetta.
Bring it on.
Those have done good for them. Lucky for them. So that was done for them.
That shitty Resident Evil movie.
Well, I'm talking about that thing, the CGI ones. That's the Vendetta's a CGI one. The CGI ones have done well for them. And Sony. Smart.
Yes, I do both.
Street Fighter 2 was still going on. Resident Evil 7, of course. Double Cross, like I just said. I'm going through the list of all the games I have listed off here. Biohazard, Revelations 1 and 2. And look like that's all I see other than for Phoenix Wright's Attorney, and that's all the games I've seen as they have left until March of next year. So if they ain't told them what they ain't told. I remember they said that they have, and I am. So people just a quick so they can see what I'm looking at. Give me a second here. Yeah, so I am on Capcom's thing. So just so people know that I'm not. This is Capcom here. I'm not reading out of my ass. No, I'm just saying. I'm just letting people know I don't read out my ass. This is Capcom stuff I'm talking about. So just see that. Look, that's what I'm reading.
It's not that we don't. It's not that I don't like Capcom. Okay. I want Capcom to do well because, I mean, not that I have any like special place in my heart for Capcom, but they're good. Like, there's good IPs that Capcom holds the rights to that I really want to see brought back. I mean, I wouldn't kill anybody for it, but I would love a Breath of Fire.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. So we have that. Let me see. So like I said, I'm not gonna try to make this long because I got stuff to do. Let me see here. So Nintendo will probably end up localizing Monster Hunter Double X. Mostly, hey, Nintendo localized Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. Bravely Default 1 and 2 for Square. So not surprised. I won't be surprised.
That's so sad, man.
Let me see. Question after beating Metroid Prime 1 and heading into playing Prime 2. What are your feelings like when playing through Prime 2's difficulty curve for the first time?
Oh yeah, I kind of after this.
I'll let Red go first if you can.
I'm gonna keep it real. In my opinion, the Prime series got easier with each iteration. Because Echoes, everyone's like, well, I mean, the difficulty is you've got the whole Dark Ether thing where you lose HP, but the way it's designed, like, unless you're really lost or you don't know what you're doing, you're not in any real danger of dying in Dark Ether unless you're ambushed or something.
Well,
you
that's
get lost.
well, mostly where in the trilogy where they turned down the difficulty was the boost ball and jump ball
Bosses.
things because the boost ball. I have to say, yeah, I died. I would say at least close to like 7-8 times on that because you're in dark ether and you only have the dark suit, so you really don't. You gotta be quick and you can't take that much hits, and that's where it ramped up.
So I mean, there are some weird difficulty spikes, but overall, just from like the way Metroid Prime, the original, is designed, it's like for me, it's the hardest one for me to get into. Even with the remasters and everything, I'm like, oh god, it's almost like there are parts of Metroid Prime that are a damn chore. It's like, gotta find these damn keys.
Well, yeah, because in Metroid Prime 2, keep a lookout for once you get I'll get a heads up. I mean, I hope I'm not spoiling for you, Food Puncher, but once you get the echolocator and the dark visor, keep a lookout for the Skyloft keys. Those, just keep an eye on it. It make it easier for you.
But I mean,
I would say for like when Prime 3 came around, like by the time you have the same fetch quest as well too. But for me, I was kept on because it's a searchable game. By the time it came when they're like, oh, you need one. All I needed was one more battery now, and I know it was, and I got it. So it didn't feel like a slog for me. But I know people didn't like. You had to go and get all these other batteries to get to the ship.
You want to know why 3 didn't feel like a slog? Because you had variety from where you had to go. And even on the same planet, like when you go and search stuff, there were sometimes you go to a planet and it would be so different from another part of the planet that it felt new and different. Whereas Metroid Prime, the original, it's like, okay, the backtracking did get very repetitive.
But it wouldn't be a Metroid game without it. So
no, it wouldn't. No, it would not. It would not be a Metroid. It would not be a Metroid game without the backtracking. Even though people are like, I don't like the backtracking, but that's what Metroid is about. That's the fun part about Metroid is going back after you're powered up and taking out the dudes that are like, I couldn't fight this dude before. And now it's like, well, time for you to die.
And I will have to say, for she's going into 2, I have to say there was some interesting bosses in 2. I mean. 1 was all right. 3 had some things that was pretty cool, but again, I still remember. I don't want to mess it up for you, but there's a boss called Quadraxis. Once you find him, you were like, really. Once you find him, you'll see what I'm talking about, Foodie Puncher. So when you see it, the boss name is Quadraxis. So at least that part of it. Don't go Google it or nothing, but. Once you go in that part and you see you'll be stunned as I was stunned. But it was a good one thing about Metroid in the Prime series is the boss. Most of the boss set pieces were really good too. Like they really set them up in a way that the way you fight and that you use what like most time people like Zelda and this is a trope, but it's not bad all the time. The one thing about the Prime that they did good that I like is that you're not just using just once you level up like Zelda. Once you get the boomerang, you're gonna use the boomerang for the boss to do your attack. In the Prime series, they had a time we had to use multiple different weapons to get and multiple different phases and stuff to defeat that boss.
Which is what I like. I mean, that's one of the things I really do like about Metroid. Prime, especially Prime 3, was that you literally had to use all of your abilities. Which in the original Prime, it's like, okay, once you figure out what the boss is weak against, it's kind of like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
It's almost a little too easy.
Yeah. So it's a good game. So I think you guys got. Let me see. Got you guys. I played the complete Prime 2. I fight against Quadraxis was. Oh, okay, that's okay. So you know about the Quadraxis? Yes, that was one of them where you stepped in that thing. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Wait. This is just his leg? You got to be kidding me! I mean, you were like a little ant to this big ass boss. I'm like, what the heck? And then you have different phases where you have to use it. You have to use that plus the echo visor plus the different guns. So yeah, it was crazy. And that was like in the middle of the game. So you're like, shit, I still got stuff to do. So you replayed it over. That's cool. That's good. That's it. Right now on September 15th, you got a lot of, like I said, you going back to the first game I played, the first Metroid I ever played, which was Metroid 2, Return of Samus, and a lot of people's been so far. It looked like our reviewers we just like right now. Nintendo is living on a high right now. I don't want to say the words that most people say, but right now Nintendo's living on a high right now. The game.
Oh, wait a minute, you mean like everyone's saying that Nintendo's back, baby?
Well, no, I don't know. I'm not talking. No, that's not the word. No. That's what I was gonna say. But
no one is saying that.
Yeah, but they're on a high right now because they have this every main game that Nintendo has released on the Switch is a million seller,
and they were well budgeted, which is the most important thing. They were well budgeted.
The games are selling well. The software is selling well. The attachment rate is good. Just even though they can't get the Switches out to everybody's hands, and hopefully by the next year they can get that worked out because again they're still battling Apple for the damn MC Flash for that. You have that. You also have the games that's coming out that people are talking about, like the sleeper hit Mario Kingdom Battles. I've seen a lot of people talking about Kingdom Battles, and then you have a lot of people now talking positively about Samus Return of Samus because they're saying this is really good. They changed it up and the formula. It's and I like the way that they. I mean, I know sometimes, and you said it in your podcast, Red. So I do understand when you were saying that they you don't need it to. What's the phrase you said that when RPG does that you say you got to be careful of? What's your phrase you said?
They say we're making it, we're slimming it down, we're changing it up, we're reinventing. Those are dirty words for RPGs.
No, it was another phrase. I swear it was something else you said that you hear that you gotta like keep your eye up on it. The audience, I know you said it.
We're trying to make it. We're trying to get a bigger audience, which to me is like a dirty word for RPGs.
Yeah, I know. It's a specific words you said, and I'm not trying to butcher you. I know it's a certain word. I gotta go back to your video and watch it though. When you said it, and it's like, oh, when you listen to that, you better watch out. I think for this one, they did it. There's sometimes in some games you have a unique balance, and if you want to use the amiibos to get all the certain stuff you want to do, that's you. But if you want to go the certain way, like I'm gonna be playing it because I love like I said, I don't know. It's just like I could still play. Okay, Metroid 1 is a little rough. It's arcade. I could play it. I could beat it, but it is a little rough on the edges. For some reason, maybe because it's my first game, I could still play 2 because I played it on my 3DS. Like I can still play 2, and I don't feel like it's bad to me. But I'm liking that they redid it because I don't know what anybody else, but I'm the one who's saying it from since 2004. This is the year they're gonna remade. But it does, like I said, this one right here, it looked like they put great effort into it, and and according to what if you could go, you watch Nintendo Minute right now, they are. In Nintendo Minute, they showed this and they added way more secret holes and copy holes and stuff for you to find than in the original game, which is good. That's what it's about.
But exploring. This one they changed the scope because the original game, like in order for you to get the best ending, you had to beat it in under 30 minutes. Whereas in this one, I think they're taking a page from the Prime series and how much stuff you find. Like that's how
they've been doing that since Prime because Fusion, like I said. Wait, I swear no. Fusion has it.
Fusion was they still had that how quickly you defeat it, but
it had a rate. They had a rate to it. I remember
it had a completion rate, but I mean that was just like for completionist sake. Like if you want to see Samus in her awesome bikini, you had to beat it under like 40 minutes or something like that. Yeah. But I mean, she was
a lot more revealing back then. That's all.
No, it was a short pants one.
Yeah, personally, I'd be okay. Like, I mean, I would be okay if they kept that up for the 2D Metroids. It's the time you complete it because a 2D, like, you're not going to want to put 40, 50, 60 hours into a 2D Metroid game. Whereas, I mean, a Prime game, those are games you get lost in. Like, literally. Like, I mean, I know in Prime 3, like, just scanning and exploring and checking stuff out, I mean, you get lost in that world. So it kind of made sense that it would be longer. than say, you know, a 2D game where it's like, okay, how much stuff can I see? You know?
Yeah. And to you, Fruity Puncher, yeah, like I said, yeah, but I know it was gonna be for the 3DS. That's why. I mean, that's from since 2014. I've been saying that. You're surprised, but yeah, I mean, I've been saying that for that. But point taken to that, like you have the Metroid, whatever, like I said, and then you have next thing after, and then right after that you have Fire Emblem Warriors, and then people are still talking about Odyssey and all the stuff they're finding out in there. Like right now, everything is going well. You know, again, don't forget. I mean, Nintendo still have this mishaps because people are talking about the voice chat and the online system being what it is and stuff. So nothing's perfect. But right now, it's a dedicated gaming console and it's doing what it's supposed to do: play games.
How dare you? That's a dirty word around here.
I call it gaming.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would say I think the reason why people got this notion that Nintendo's back because either two things: one, because they saw, oh my God, Wii U is so terrible because of sales, or B, because the Wii branding is pretty much over with, and they think, oh man, it's like Nintendo how it was back in the old days of N64.
I don't think that's the case. I think people just want a narrative that sounds cool. Nintendo never left. Because even when they have a console that's not selling all that well, they're still making more money than their competition.
Well, and again, you go back to that podcast I talked about the financials where you could see that. Because what a lot of people need to understand, and I went through this, and maybe Red went through this too with his business. Like, I went through this. Like, if my operation cost is very low compared to the profit, like. And if I'm not making that much that year, and my profit is above that, like I'm still good. I'm not losing nothing. I'm not in a debt. I'm not making debt.
Yeah,
yep. That's not making debt because I went from 2007. I'll give an example. Like in 2007, we made $3 million. In 2008, when the market crash happened or whatever, we barely made any money because everybody was talking to the crash and everything's going on. But we didn't do nothing that was going to hinder us anything. And with that case, we just kept up. I mean, we still showed a positive for that year. So, and in that chart I showed you, that's why you showed that. And you will go to the Nintendo IR page, and you can see the same chart that I put up, and you can see where the profit cost was lower than the profit margin.
Yeah, I mean, like, and here's the thing: Nintendo is a video game company. They need new, fresh ideas. They have to take risk in order to do things. But when you can take a risk and fail and still make money, that's a good thing. That's what people tend to forget. People think, oh man, well everything's gonna be. Look, listen. I don't think the Switch is gonna outsell the Wii, the OG Wii. Okay, no. I think it's gonna do better than the Wii U, obviously.
Better than the GameCube.
Better than the GameCube. I think. Think maybe 50, 60 million lifetime sales. Possibly more if they do a revision.
Which they will. I think they will.
Which they will, but it's not going to be 100 million. It's not going to be. It's going to be PS4 numbers, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking also, I was thinking about the whole Nintendo's back thing. I think it's also has to do with perception because everyone thought that the Wii was so bad. This, that,
it's in the I mean, okay. I don't mean to cut you off. Like I've seen some videos of some people. Yeah, they're still taking shots at the Wii U and saying this is whatever, but. I just think that it's just because it's like a hype train right now that just can't stop because you can't say it's not selling because it's selling. You can't say the games are not selling because they are.
So they're gonna go to their perceived F up, which is the Wii U. But here's the thing though, right? Everyone's like, man, everything that they hate about the Wii U, they're like, I didn't like the tablet controller. But you want a Switch, which is a tablet controller.
Well, tablet and more, but yeah.
No, but I mean, this way Nintendo actually cut the thing so you can take it anywhere. But it's still a tablet controller. Like I don't like the gimmicks. Gyro controls, that's a gimmick.
Yeah, but I think it's because they don't force it like they did back then with Wii and Wii U. I think that's So,
I mean,
I wouldn't say that. I
they
wouldn't
didn't
say
really
that.
force it for Wii. I mean, like, okay, when
Every
Nintendo,
every game that comes, all their main games that they release has gyro controls.
yeah, they could have said hey, I mean, almost every game that came out for the Wii and the Wii U, you could use your standard controller on too, except for the games that were like centralized or party games that you kind of needed the motion control. So they weren't like, well, you got to do it. They were just like, well, you can do this if you want to or not. The classic controller was way cheaper for the Wii than it was for the Wii U and the Switch. I can tell you that much right now, but.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
just I think, like I said, people's perception is not reality. Like, I mean, just because it's raining where you live doesn't mean it's raining around the world at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know when we were kids, we thought that, oh, it's raining here. That means it's raining everywhere else around the world. No, it ain't. I mean, you're a kid, so you know, kids have weird notions like that.
But like I said, to what you said, Sprite, like Breath of the Wild has gyros. Better. I rather use the gyros in that thing because it's better. Yeah, ARMS using motion control.
Yeah, and you can turn it off. They give you the option.
Yeah, but the optimum way they pushed it, the optimum way the Nintendo advertising and pushed all their games. Switch, same thing. Splatoon, same thing. Mario Kart, same thing. They pushed the gyros. They have pushed it in their commercials.
So people just, I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, people just want to be able to say, they're back. Now, if you want to talk about someone not being back, BioWare being back.
Okay. You already did your video on that, Red.
Square Enix being back. Well, I mean, actually, they are kind of, at least Square Enix Japan, they're trying to get their shit together, but
when's the 20 acts? You know what? Since let me because I'm not looking at that other screen. And I have you here. Hey, Yao, he asked a question, so I'll let you start off first. What do you think of the Nintendo World Champion 2017?
I mean, this year?
Yeah, the one they just announced it this morning. So, what's your thoughts about it? That's what he just asked in general. What do you guys think of the Nintendo World Championship 2017?
Probably won't watch it. I didn't watch the last one.
You watched it? You did not, or you did? Sorry.
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
I just can't watch other people play games. It just bores the hell out of me.
Okay, so you're not to that. Okay. Anybody else want to jump in? What y'all think about the Nintendo World 2017 announcement and what's going on with it?
I figured that back in 2015, like I always said that I wanted this thing to go bad. Like not every single year, but like every couple of years. So it's good. Not only is it good to see it back, but I can see this like Nintendo to like keep on advertising their games that's coming out this holiday season and stuff like the Switch and 3DS. So it's still marketing hype outside of this competition.
What about you, Triple?
All I say this to the people that actually wanted to force Nintendo to do these tournaments, I'm like, well, you guys can't just sit back, wait, see what they're going to do. But I'm just surprised they actually announced something like this. And I think, like Sprite said, it's like they put the thing right somewhere close to what is Black Friday around in September, or was that?
That's November. No, that's November.
It's November.
Yeah, this is happening in October. So this is happening in October. So October, November, yeah.
So yeah, close to it. Yeah, I would say that's hyping up the marketing.
Yeah, because if you go there, you get to play Mario Odyssey and all that stuff too. That's if you get to go to those Best Buy. So yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, speaking about that, I'm actually wondering if they're actually going to use games that are focused single player, because I was quite surprised.
No, it's going to be Mario Kart, ARMS, and Splatoon 2. That's what.
For the trials, it's Mario Kart 7.
Yeah, because I was quite surprised when they actually used Balloon Fight and Super Metroid. Those were Yeah, well, at least with Super Metroid, that was actually a single player game, and they used it in a way that, well, 4 people can play on uh,
I'm not surprised at that though, because
yeah,
if
a
you
speed
remember,
run.
but if you maybe Red, you could remember this. Remember back in the day, was it Nick Arcade?
Yeah, but even back in the day when they had the original Nintendo World Championships, like
Yeah,
in order for you to move through it, like they have stuff where you like in Super Mario Brothers 3, like you have to like they give you a level and it's like collect like it's like 3 or 4 levels to collect like 300 coins in all these levels, something like that. Like
Yeah.
it'd be challenges like that, and those are single player games. So I mean,
yeah. They also had it for Donkey Kong Country. I remember that
yeah.
there's a special
Yeah.
cartridge that has Donkey Kong Country.
The competition edition where you had to find
yeah.
a certain amount of bananas.
Yeah.
They had Star Fox with the competition edition where you had to like get a certain score, kill a certain amount of enemies. So I mean,
those are single player games. There was single player games, but that was meta gameplay before everybody started using it now. Where you're like, oh yeah, this is a meta, Smash Brothers this and all that stuff. And
yeah, everyone like I mean, I've said this before. Generally speaking, a lot of things that people think Nintendo is behind about, or oh, they need to get with it. They tried it before you were probably thought about. You just didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's cool? This goes back to what you said, Red. Like back then they did that, which now everybody's talking about. Oh man, I could see the meta game in this. I'm like, when you had imagination back then, as we were kids, and we talked in your podcast, we already thought of that stuff back then.
Yep,
we did.
I mean, we're kind of like when your parents would tell you, there's nothing you thought about, dreamed about that we haven't thought of, dreamed about. Like, there's nothing really new. It's just like, I mean, generally speaking, it's just maybe the technology has moved it forward, but there's nothing that's like, oh, no one ever thought about this before.
Man, why are you trolling? Really? You're just asking Super Rare's back. You ever get a Pirates game? No. And you know the internet, the championship ain't real because there's no because E3 and it told me that E3 only could do that E3 events. Yeah, right.
Trolling.
I know, right? But I mean, yeah, like I said, you have all that hype for that. You have, like I said, you have a couple of games, and I am I'll say this: I am royally surprised. Like I was going to buy the game. I mean, not buy the game. Buy Kingdom Hearts. But again, I'm seeing a lot of people who play literally. They got people who play XCOM, and they're saying they're getting their butts handed to them. Like on YouTube, like seeing them like, wow, this is really no joke of a game. They did a good job of doing what it is.
Yeah.
So and aesthetics look like it's childish, yes. It looks like it's just whatever, but they did.
But it's serious. Yeah, you got to actually know tactics and what you're doing.
Yep. And you're not seeing blood, and you don't have because I know in XCOM you have kind of like Fire Emblem. Once you lose the person, you lose them forever. They don't have that really in the game, but except for the rest of the level, according to what I saw, what those guys were talking. So yeah. But it is pretty good how they're going with that. So look, we have all this game going on, and eShop still getting more and more new titles. Like I said, just like Red has brought up the whole thing with some of the online stuff. Like me, like I said, they need to work on that eShop store. Not really conducive, and that UI needs to work.
They're coming soon. That coming soon section. Ugh.
Not so much the new, but Nintendo. If you're listening,
easier navigation,
virtual console. Enough said.
Virtual console.
They just need it to be like how the Wii was, or the 3DS. Like you have right at the screen, you have a search, but the search is not just you type it in to see what it is. You have all the genres and everything right there, so you can go and everything. The storefront
in some ways they moved backwards. Like the virtual, like really the Wii had the best virtual console. Yeah. Like the Wii U was okay. The Switch's virtual console,
it's in limbo basically.
No, and the thing is that, I mean, for someone like me, like, wouldn't it be cool if you could basically play all these old SNES, NES, TurboGrafx 16 games on the go on your nice, almost HD screen? You know, well, actually, is it the Switch screen? Isn't it HD? Just not.
Yes,
no matter what, on your nice HD screen, whenever you wanted to, that'd be great. Nintendo, get on it.
I think I know what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is when the paid subscription comes, they just going to have it where you can basically transfer all your Wii and 3DS like virtual console purchases over to the Switch virtual console, and they release that the same day, so you don't have to buy games for the third time.
Well, that's a good theory.
Nah, man, that sounds like a good idea, but I mean, Nintendo is
also cheap.
They're gonna get their money, man.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. That's a good theory. I can't give you an answer to that because I don't know about that one. But that would be good though. I'm not denying that.
They might do that. They might say if you like buy a year subscription to the online, which is like what, $20. They'll be like, yeah, you get this automatically, or you can pay us like $2 per game or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to
I think what, because I'm thinking that when that happens, because with the My Nintendo account, like you could have put in like account name and stuff for like when the paid subscription comes out. So I'm thinking they're just gonna tie everything to the Switch account from now on. So when the next console innovation, when the next console comes out, the virtual console is gonna transfer over completely. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Right. Hey, I say it's a nice theory. I ain't got nothing against it. As one person said, Nintendo is the king of left field. You never know. Sometimes you think they will never do that, and they do it. And sometimes you think, oh, they're gonna do this. That makes sense, and they don't do it. So you be like, what the hell? So you gotta be careful of that. But that's not a bad theory. I wish they, like I said, that's a good idea, and I hope that'll be cool if they do that. So.
And can we please, if it's something like an NES game like Mario Bros. Or Donkey Kong, don't please stop putting it at $5. That should be like $1.
Hey, here's the thing.
Again,
value out here.
Again, I told you, like I said, the way it's as Red just said, they're gonna get their money. It is what it is.
Yeah, Nintendo is gonna get their money.
At this point, like the original 19 with Donkey Kong.
Well, I mean, you're right, but I mean, it's Nintendo. They're gonna get their money. Look, listen, Nintendo almost like a pimp. They don't look. Come rain, sleet, or snow, you better have their money. That's how they roll.
If you want to play that game, you want to play that game. If you don't have to buy it. Yeah, like I said, like some games I still have some games on my eShop for my Wii that I've never. I transferred over. Of course, you could do the transfer system, which I hope they, like you just said, I hope they do it that way. But even so. I might not get the, we call it. I'm gonna even lie to you. The only reason I bought Super Metroid is because it was 30 cents, son. I can't help it. I wasn't gonna buy that, but that was just 30 cents.
I mean, I got Earthbound. I mean, 30 cents. No, it was $6.99. I'm like, shit. I can't. I mean, a lot of those games they transferred over. I mean, what? I'm just gonna like 30 cents. Come on, man.
And besides, those games on the secondhand market, they'll
physical,
cost a lot more than what Nintendo is making you pay.
Look, I have Earthbound physical. Because every few years I go and look at the prices of my physical games. Earthbound now is like $250. That's out the box, no manual, $250. So yeah, I can pay $6.99 on the virtual console, or I can pay $250. Yeah.
Hey, at least could be worse. At least you're not collecting all these different arcade boards and whatnot. Good God, those prices. Those are die-hard people right there.
Yep. Well, anyway, like I said, I thank everybody for joining in. And like I said, it was cool also talking to you, Yao, as well. I put up on the Google Plus, and you see it right now. That is my Metroid collection of games. I will have a video, a special video for something certain about it, and I'll have certain things, and then I will go into, like I did promise Anderson that I will talk about how Metroid has been what it is. But again, that's all physical copies of all those games. And if I think if you see if like I said, if you see my mouse on here, basically some of them are doubles because they were signed by Kinji Yamamoto. So that's why I got them in those regards right there. Excuse me. So that's
Fusion's best, right?
Yes, and inside in the so you get, like I said, you have the original all physical copies. If I had known, I would have keep the boxes of the original, the first 3 Metroid and the Game Boy Advance ones. I didn't know that. I didn't think about it then because that was not on my mind. But
yeah, I must be really careful with my boxes.
Well, let's keep it real. Most of us did not keep. Look, Nintendo had flimsy ass boxes for their systems. I mean, like they were not like Sega. Sega had their stuff like on point.
Well,
but
I'm just happy Nintendo when they did the Game Boy, which wait, didn't they had God, that's how sad it is right now. Didn't they have something to cover the Super Nintendo Red, like at the bottom?
Well, I mean, they had the bottom thing, but when I say the box, I mean the boxes themselves.
No, I know that.
You mean you talking about dust covers?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, they had those.
Yeah, because again, like I said, I still have my. You can see right here. I still have my the original Metroid. It came in Metroid 2 with the plastic cover that came with the Game Boy. Still have that.
Yep.
So, yeah,
I love Metroid. Yeah, Game Boy they had that, but I mean, just they really did not. I mean, they kind of shafted people with those boxes. Which I mean, look, here's the thing.
Hey, they didn't take care of their boxes.
Those cartridges really hold up even now, so I can't get mad.
Yep, they still work to this day.
Capcom Suicide battering the CPS2 boards.
Yep, I think, and then so basically, like I said, you see, basically there's been 14 Metroid games, and like I said, the one in the middle is basically, like I said, it's a double cover thing, which I'll show when I got a chance about it as well too. I wish I did have the time to get the Metroid Trilogy metal box, but I didn't. I didn't get the metal tin. I got the regular one right here.
I got that one. I got that one, and I got that digitally, but I also got the one when it came out.
Yeah, I got a digital, but I didn't get a metal tin when it first came out because I never think of I couldn't. That thing went quick because how the sales going, which is going to be about some of the video. Nintendo didn't release a lot of physical copies because of how people was bitching about stuff back in the day, and now
because I mean the Prime series kept on going down in sales with each iteration.
Oh, we know that, Red, but people get angry that there's not enough copies. Well, there's a reason.
Well, you didn't buy it, yeah. I mean, I was lucky I got it because I went to GameStop. This is before my local GameStop turned evil, and I was like, wow, I like Metroid Prime 3. I like Metroid Prime 3. Why not? And I went and I got it, and it was like $60. I'm like, $60? That's a good price for all 3 games optimized for the Wii. And I was like, well, shit, that's a good deal. And I'm lucky I jumped on that because, goddamn, that game is an expensive thing to get now.
Well, now that you have the thing, it is expensive. But before they released it on the Wii U.
It was astronomical.
It was crazy. Before the Wii U, before they released the digital version on the Wii U, and that again, just like Red just said, it's $20, son. I had to get it for the Wii U. It was $20. I mean, it's like the price is just like I'll admit I'm a crackhead because it was just that price is just 30 cents for Super Metroid on my Wii U. It was 30 cents. I can pull that out of my couch right now.
And it's a good game. I mean, here's the thing. It's not like 30 cents for a garbage game. I mean, like how Nintendo did with Balloon Fight on the Wii virtual on the 3DS virtual console. Hey, Balloon Fight. Balloon Fight's not a bad game, but it's not something I'd really go out of my way to get for, pay full price for.
Yep. But nah, 30 cents. Nah, $20 for 3 games, 3 fully fledged awesome games. Oh man, nah. I had to, man. I had to.
I'll pass that up.
I can't pass that up. No, you're right. I couldn't pass it up. Had to get it, man.
It's too good. It's too good of a deal.
Yeah.
People forget that. They get mad. They're like, how dare you say that? Look, man, I'm just telling you how it is. Don't get mad.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. I mean, like I said, so in that regard, yes. And like I said, for anybody, because sorry, Fruity Puncher, man. Yeah, whatever. But again, I only bought the original Metro Prime. Like I have that. All these are just special games that I basically got from Japan that they gave to me, and like I say, signed signature, blah blah blah, whatever. So, with that said,
that Japanese other M cover is pretty nice though.
Yes, it was, and that yep. And and Triple M saw that the kit. I'll show you when I give anything. The inside the box itself, it's a reversible cover. So you could do Samus when she's older or Samus when she's younger. You could do it green and you could do it black. So right now it's green, but you could do that too. So it's pretty cool. So, and of course the Metroid 2-1 Shadow Fox was asking about. The Metroid 2 Echoes dip color cover as well too. Got that. So, but gonna be doing a video about that. As I said, I'm happy again. Next month we ain't gonna wait that long. Really, September 15th we got a new Metroid. I did I got my special order, and also got my squishy Metroid. Everybody's talking about because it looked like even Crystal was not Crystal. It's not Crystal. Who's the girl on Nintendo Minute?
Was it Christy or was it
Krista?
Krista, yeah, I think it's Krista. Like she's there, like that's a stress ball. Just squeezing that little Metroid. Squeeze a little Metroid. She said, "I'm gonna put this on my desk and just have it every time there." So, yep. So, are you getting the new Metroid 3DS system? Nope, not really. Not really. I am trying to get the regular 2DS XL as a backup system. 149. Yeah, I'm not into like the there are people out there that do that, and that's cool. Me, when I say I'm a Metroid fan, like I told Triple M about this, like I barely got a shirt. I got all the amiibos because I think they're really looking cool. And I saw when they on a Nintendo Minute again where they compared the Metroid the
Smash one with
Smash to that one. I go that other one, the new one is bigger and way more detailed.
Detailed, yes,
pretty good. So I like that, and like I said, I got a shirt, maybe a hat, but that's about it. Like I'm more like I like the games. That's just me. I like you give me the games, I'm gonna play games. That's all I care about. So, but again, I told other people, like if you want to get it, hey, it's your money, dude. Go ahead. It looks good. Don't get me wrong, it does look good. I like how Samus stance on it. And Samus stance that's on it, and also in the back he has a screw attack and everything. The nice color contrast, very nice. Oh wow, really? So that's lucky timing. I broke my 3DS, so great timing. Well, dang, you got lucky then.
You know what? I can't really say if that is lucky or unlucky.
I know, right? But. Yeah, so in that regard, that's like I said, it's good to have you guys in there. So Trinell, 83, Metal Mint, Renegade, Yin Yao, Fruity Puncher, Winston 20. Of course, thank y'all for joining us. We all hope you have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the week, and peace out, people.